He is one of the possible perpetrators of the elimination, the death of John Cabot and his crew. Now, there's also another Spanish agent, Brian Ott, O-T-T-E, probably a non-Spaniard working for the Spanish crown. He was a captain, it's a theory, of a Spanish naval armada, engaged John Cabot at sea under strict orders from Queen Isabella. Either one of those two actors, those two individuals, could have eliminated John Cabot and his crew at sea. There was a citation here where a secret letter Queen Isabella could have actually authorized, well, it's right here, in 1504, in June, Ojeda was awarded a license by the Spanish monarchs, quote, for the stopping of the English, ex post facto. In other words, giving him a license, a trade license, for what he had done. Stopping of the English. What does it all mean? Well, it appears to me that, I don't say definite, but probable. The probable case was the findings. John Cabot went to sea. He had a sizable expedition with him. Remember, he had 4 or 5 ships with 200 or 300 men, which is a pretty good. The first voyage, second voyage, he had 18 men on one ship, which leads me to believe if he was engaged at sea by a Spanish armada, they had a larger expedition, because John Cabot, according to the records I saw, had an armed expedition too. He would have a cannon on that ship, and his crew would have been armed. It was superior force, military, for the elimination of John Cabot and his expedition, so that no further English claims could be made on behalf of the English crown for the New World that were detrimental to Spanish interests. There's some evidence that in 1501, let me just say this, that a Spanish explorer, Corte Real, he had been to America. He encountered friendly natives in Nova Scotia on that voyage, and they presented him with he got a broken sword hilt, probably of Italian origin, in Venetian silver earrings. Remember, John Cabot was a Venetian citizen, a naturalized from, he had left Genoa. What happened to those things, I don't know. There's even some information in one of the books that says that he may have left Cabot his signature on a rock in North America, that the ships went aground, and he went inland and died there, with his men, somehow maybe starved to death. There's possibility an iceberg might have sunk the ships, but I think most likely it was one of these Spanish commanders that I'd mentioned that engaged John Cabot in Caribbean waters, in Spanish claim, definitely territory, and eliminated him. Why John Cabot would have gone so far down the coast into what he knew of Spanish territory, explored by that time, even 1499, because those were Columbus's expeditions in that area. I can't say what was in John Cabot's mind, but I would think he knew he was definitely sailing, figuratively and actually, in dangerous waters. That's about all I can say about this, because we don't, at this point, have any other smoking gun or factual evidence. Perhaps something will turn up in the future. But as far as I can see and I'm concerned, that's the end of the story of John Cabot at this time. That's about it. That's all I could say. His legacy was another thing. But the end of John Cabot's life, that's about all I could say. Probably between 1498 and 1499. He was about 49 years old. If he had gotten back to England, which is one of the theories, he would have been incognito, having failed, and there's no record. Well, when the record, there is some evidence, but it's, from my way of thinking, he was a very flamboyant fellow, guy. He got along, he got around. They knew him in the mercantile circles of Bristol and London, and he just went off the face of the earth. And that would be the end of this epilogue presentation for me. Thank you very much for Historical Insights.